5 blackout truths nobody dares to tell you. High voltage hourglass. Listen, people love to imagine a blackout as some cozy little inconvenience. Light a candle, open a window, wait for the grid to come back like nothing happened. But when real darkness swallows an entire city, you learn a truth nobody puts in emergency manuals, news reports, or those cute 10-step survival blogs. Most people fail in the first minute. A blackout isn't the absence of light, it's the collapse of rhythm, biology, and every illusion of control you thought you had. And if you're here to actually survive one, you need to hear 5 truths almost no one will say out loud, because they expose something uncomfortable. Your worst enemy in the dark is you. 1. Your brain loses power before the grid does. Everyone thinks darkness is scary, but the real danger hits earlier, the moment your brain crashes. When the lights die, every routine your body relies on disappears, your circadian rhythm stumbles, your internal clock glitches, and adrenaline fires at the wrong time. People don't run, don't think, don't fight. They freeze. And freezing kills faster than any physical threat, because it steals the only thing that buys you time in a crisis: initiative. The truth is brutal. Your instincts can't be trusted when the world goes silent at the exact same moment it goes dark. Your brain hates chaos, and when it loses control, it hits the emergency shortcut: shut down decision-making. But once you know this freeze response is coming, you can break it before it takes over. 1 step to the side. A controlled breath. A simple physical action. Anything that forces the brain to switch back on. It sounds small, but this tiny move becomes the dividing line between making it through the next 24 hours, or becoming part of the silence. This part comes from real-world survival experience, not academic sources. 2. Darkness doesn't just blind you, it rewrites your reality. Here's something nobody warns you about. A blackout doesn't just remove what you can see, it replaces it with things that aren't there. When you're stuck in absolute darkness, your brain starts inventing shapes, motion, figures in your peripheral vision. It's not you imagining things, it's your visual cortex filling in data it no longer receives. That's pareidolia at work, your brain trying too hard to keep you alive.
You can't do it.
And ironically making you panic instead.
They know your secret.
People swear someone's following them. They hear whispers. They feel watched. Reality didn't change. Their sensory system did. But once you understand the biology behind it, you regain control. Even the weakest light source, a glow stick, a tiny LED dot, a cheap keychain flashlight, can stabilize the brain enough to stop these hallucinations. You don't beat darkness with brute force. You beat it by giving your brain just enough information to stop making up monsters. 3. Every sound is a threat, until you learn to decode it. When vision fails, hearing takes over, and that's when chaos hits. Your brain is wired to prioritize threatening sounds, so tiny noises get amplified into warnings. A tapping window becomes someone trying to break in. Rustling leaves become footsteps. A dripping pipe becomes a countdown to disaster. Worse, without visual data, your brain can't accurately locate where the sound comes from. A noise in front of you feels like it's behind you. A sound on the left feels like it's everywhere. This is how people lose orientation, panic, and make terrible decisions in the dark. The fix is counterintuitive. Don't react. Analyze. Sort sounds into cycles. Count beats. Measure echo time. Determine whether a noise repeats or varies. Most threats advertise themselves by being inconsistent. Most harmless sounds repeat. When you can categorize them, the fear drops instantly, and your brain stops spiraling. 4. Your biggest weakness isn't fear, it's heat loss. People imagine the greatest blackout threats are looters, fires, riots, or city-wide panic, but the real killer is quieter and faster, unnoticed heat loss. In a grid-down cold scenario, your body cools faster than you realize. The first shiver is already a late-stage warning, not the beginning of the process. Heat escapes through your breath, through contact with cold surfaces, and through stress as your blood vessels constrict. The trick to staying alive isn't generating more heat, it's trapping what you already have. Layer insulation, regulate breathing, stop leaning on cold walls, and keep micro-movement going. People who die from hypothermia in blackouts rarely understand what happened. They think they just got a little cold. Their core temperature says otherwise. 5. The first light you see will trick you into making the worst decision. This is the paradox no one talks about. After hours of darkness, the first light that appears will make you reckless. Humans are hardwired to move toward brightness. It signals safety, warmth, and hope. But in a blackout, light is often the exact opposite. A chaotic household burning through candles, a panicked group gathering, a temporary generator overheating, or the neighborhood hotspot where every desperate person converges. The danger isn't the light itself. It's the emotion it triggers. Your heart rate spikes, dopamine floods the system, and suddenly you think, I'm saved. That belief pushes you into impulsive decisions, leaving your shelter, approaching crowds, abandoning caution, or overlooking hazards you would have noticed 5 minutes earlier. Survivors don't chase the first light. They evaluate it. They assume danger until proven otherwise. The blackout doesn't end when the light comes back. It ends when you stop letting the light control you. This part comes from real-world survival experience, not academic sources.